I feel like for trans people, whatever they identify with now, sometimes they're like fully in it. Like all of their operations are done. To them, they are fully a woman, fully a man. So I don't have to disclose any information about any of my surgeries, about who I was before, about what I was born as. This is just who I am. So I don't have to do it. But I feel like for anyone's sanity, they have to know. Like, I feel like it's important to know. And that's a part of you. Like, why hide that part? I feel like, yeah. I don't even think there's any reason to play devil's advocate anymore. I think it should be said.
I honestly think it's a very thin, fragile line when it comes to that. I feel like if you are trans, whether you're a trans woman or a trans man, it honestly ultimately comes down to your mindset and your respect for the other person. So if you know you're probably just gonna like do one and done and then like you're never gonna see this person again, probably XYZ, okay, no harm, no foul, they'll probably never know. But if you're...
Wait, slow. Whoa. So you're saying in a one-night stand, if Jane Doe, I'm out, club, we both tipsy. Mm-hmm. In my mind, through these eyes, I see a woman. Mm-hmm. I don't know it's trans. And you're telling me I wouldn't know? Like...
I mean, it's just...
do you think it's fair because you're taking away my option?
I mean, what I considered fair is completely different, but the actuality of that happening...
You're dictating...
So I'm just like real life events. Like there's trans people that like have sex with like, you know, the opposite sex and like one and done, they'll never know. Like, you know, whatever, then you just guys never cross paths again and that's what happens. But if you have respect for this person, like I said, you have respect for this person, you want this person in your life, and they think that you're a female, that you're going to breed their children, that is something they definitely need to know. They definitely need to know.
I believe...
Under those circumstances alone?
Thank you.
I mean, because
fair.
like you got to think about it. Like I was saying earlier, like everyone lives in like their own distorted version of reality.
Yeah, but you don't know my reality is.
But in their reality, they're a full female or
and
male.
I respect that, but we're talking about my reality. You that's your reality, and it's my reality. If we never had a discussion about, you know, sexuality, you know, but you know, then fine. But I don't know what's going on in your life. It's, for example, right? It's the same way. Like, let's pause on the trans talk. I'm trying to pursue you. I don't know if you have a man. I don't know what your sexual, if you have STDs or not. I don't know nothing. I don't know if you have kids. I don't know if you're homeless or not. You're just at this club. You look good. You look good. So with that being said, even let's say one night stand, and you have something or you're dealing with something that can really alter a situation. You got a crazy boyfriend you know always on you, or you may have an incurable disease, or you are trans. You need to let the person know because you're now putting me at danger, or you're taking away my option. That's all I'm saying. Because if I do find out, you know, that you were trans, right? Now, you know, let's just say, fine, you think, you know, you're in New York City, it's a big, small city. You think, oh, you know, cool, you got away. My bad, you got away. You better hope we don't have friends because one, now I have every right to out you. I have every right to go on a blog and trash your name, or when I see you, or sue you. I can build up some case. So as much as you're saying one and done, you can't think. You can't be so cavalier with that.
You will never know. There's FFS surgery where girls pay about 10 to 12K to get their face to look very feminine, their jaw snatched. You won't even tell they get their Adam Zappa removed, they get a whole pussy. And then the only thing that will ever be cockable is the fact that their pussy... cockable. The only thing that will ever be cockable would be the fact that they can't get wet down there, and then you probably feel less...
Have a child.
Yeah, you know, you feel me? So that's what I'm saying. It just goes where their respect lies, you know?
They got
like
no clitoris?
So they got all that, they can't get wet.
Well, you know, it's harder for the...
They got all that, they can't get wet.
It's harder for the woman to transition into a man as far as down there go.
1,000%.
Yeah. It's easy for a man to become a woman, you know.
Ain't no one night stands and y'all don't know. You're gonna know. Oliver.
How would they know?
Wow. Oh, wait. We weren't naming names. Hold up, we weren't naming names.
No, but I'm
said
saying
Oliver.
here. I'm
You
saying
just said a name. No. You said Oliver.
like,
You ain't gonna know.
There's some
but
change.
So fine, Amanda, if you was no, so let's go back. Amanda, if you were trans,
I'm
no, let's be
saying
fair.
Your thing was like you would never know. Like people like
This probably happened to John Doe before. you know?
exactly.
This probably
But
happened to
I'm
John Doe
saying
before.
like your big thing was like you need to say this because
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Be surprised. Don't take away my option away.
I don't want to exactly meet
Yeah.
someone in the club, think you look so good, and have sex with you, and I don't know. And that's also one thing about a one night stand. Nobody's giving their whole life stories before they take off their pants. So that'll be on you.
A perfect example.
You're right, and that's why I said that karma gonna be real. That karma gonna be real, and you cannot tell a person how to react. Since then, since you took away my option, it's on site. Whatever I want to do, that's all I'm saying. It's on site, and I'm not saying
And the
you
thing
guys
is-
are doing. Well, we're not saying everybody's doing this, but you said it is a reality. They're doing it, so they have to understand there's going to be consequences with that.
Yeah, but you got to understand as well, when it comes to the trans community, they fear for their life because they don't know how to also out themselves to the person that they love, because they don't know if the person's gonna like beat them up or be mean or defamate them or like
That's
just
different
do
for
something.
love and relationship. We're talking about a one night stand. I get the journey of it all, but
That's probably the easiest way for them to have sex, to be honest.
you'd be surprised. A lot
I
of people
think
are into it.
that a lot of trans people would target one night stands just to get their fucking nut off, because having a sexual relationship with someone might be a lot harder than you think when they, start off with, I'm a trans woman, I'm a trans man. They probably will have a harder time getting someone to accept that and continue with a relationship, a sexual relationship at that, for them to, get some.
I believe, sorry to cut you off real quick. I believe that probably ideology were back in the days, but I think how progressive we are. You hear how many stories that like Laverne Cox always talk about, like, yo, you be surprised who's in her DMs. You be surprised what people are with the shits. Like she said that.
But she's also famous.
No, but it's still.
You could even think about it like this. Like, one of my favorite trans people, not physical wise, not because of what else she does, but like physically wise, is definitely Nikita Dragon. She is beautiful. She's drop dead gorgeous. Her body is like over 60K. Like, she invested herself. She's an investment. She is beautiful. She's a makeup mogul, and she has people on her radar, people that she's dating that are very, very up there, that she has to sign NDAs for and will never be seen in public with her. And she cries about it and she talks about it all the time. So it's like, when you're talking about a girl that has that kind of like, I want to say stance in society, that, like a person that's like very well known. Imagine for like a regular person, a regular girl that's from like Queens or Brooklyn, like, who's just like getting into this life and like is scared,
The human experience is a monolithic.
People are definitely into different things.
That you would
a whole
never
bunch
know.
of, but it's like society isn't always welcoming
Yeah. So
of
who you
all
living
of these
for?
different things that people are into. So even though you say like in today's day and age, like people are more accepting of trans, they're not. Society is I feel like, giving it a big push with, the bathrooms or, welcoming it into like, schools. They're making it okay. They're trying to make, these trans people feel safe. But for you to have actual relations, sexual relationships, it's still not completely 100% accepted.
And
people still try to hide it. Even if this is what you're into, people are not going to be open and honest about it.
And here's my response to that. Who you living for? Them, for society, or yourself?
That's very easy. That's very easy to say.
The thing when it
But it's just like years ago when nobody wanted to out themselves and say, oh, I'm gay. I like girls. I like boys. It's still a thing. Right now, we're able to be more open and honest about, what gender we're into. It's kind of nothing now. But years ago, it was something. Everybody was hiding their fucking sexuality. And it's just like now it's not something that's 100% acceptable with society. People are scared to come out and live their truth. They're living it behind doors.
I 1,000% agree, but I also feel like I don't want to like say that double standards do exist, but they do, unfortunately. And when it comes to sexual identity and it comes to like females and males, there's a whole complete ball game. Females, like it's considered hot and sexual if you like girls. Like it's considered like, oh my God, yeah, 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 like go ahead. But when it comes to males, it's like, oh, like they look at them like, oh, you're gay, or like they'll have like a stern father from a different culture or stern mother from a different culture. Like, don't you ever be gay? Don't you ever do this? And they suppress their identity, and a lot of those male candidates actually end up falling in love with trans people. But then what backfires is that these trans people are now responsible for their suppressed emotion and trauma. Like that's catharsis. Like we can't do that. Like that is not what's going to happen right now. But they become the barrier of all that emotion because that person is still trying to come to truth with their identity and to like deny their feelings, and now the trans woman or trans male is responsible for that. And it's like their secret because that person doesn't want to be public about their sexual identity. Because even in today's society, like even like in Jamaica, like it's illegal to be gay. Like, you know, there's a song called I forget what about man, what cheaty man. It's literally talking about burning gay people. Like, that is crazy to me. Like, you know, it's just different when it comes to sexual identity, being a female versus being a male. Like, females definitely have more for freedom considered in society. And it's like, of course, you want to be like, oh, don't care about what people think. Like, no, but like at the end of the day, we're human. Of course, we're going to care about what our loved one thinks. And like, you know, if we were if we were raised in an environment where like families were like, you can't do this, like we would literally disown you if you're gay. You're probably going to be gay and you're going to hide it. And then you're going to live a whole other life for somebody else.